Hi BC, it's Rob here with another video, and it looks like my cat's going to be on it as well. Now, thanks for joining me, and I've got some vinyl that I picked up at a record fair a couple of weeks ago, where I met with a VC member, Callum Rhodes. In the background we have got King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard. And this is papier-mâché dream balloon, which I spoke about last week. So I thought I'd have it on the background and you can check it out. Now, this record fair was in Manchester, a place called Sashes. And I got there, absolutely pouring with rain, and as soon as I got there I spotted Callum. He was looking through the records, and went up and introduced myself, and we had a nice chat for a good hour while we're looking through records. But when you're looking through records with someone you've just met, you're not concentrating like you normally would, and I was looking through records but I wasn't really fully focused. So this record fair was the usual affair, lots of sellers, quite a few sellers that I knew. There was one guy there who was selling all sealed vinyl, so that's where I got everything that I bought. And when I got home I checked out the value of what I bought on Amazon, and it would have cost me nearly £250 for what I bought, and it cost me 55 quid, so I was pretty happy. So what did I get? Let's get going. Bought this album. I've got the shrink on it. This one, Sleep Well Beast by The National. Nice gatefold, and it's a double disc, and unfortunately it's on white vinyl. Now, I'm a big fan of The National. I went to see them in 2014 at a festival, and I wasn't that clued up on The National, to be honest, when I went to the gig. And when they came on stage, the lead singer, Matt Bellinger, he was wearing an ill-fitted suit. He looked like a geography teacher, a bit dishevelled, about 3 days growth, bottle of wine in his hand. But what a performance. I mean, I said to my son later, that's in the top 5 performances gigs I've been to. He was phenomenal. And what a tight band. I mean, The National are, they've got a new album coming out in May, May the 16th, and I'm being inundated with promotions on that on Amazon, and I'm sure it's an album I'm going to pick up because I really like The National. They're, on this album, they're not frightened to experiment a little bit. Got a lot of confidence. They've been together for some time now, and you can tell. They know exactly what they're doing, and I think they're one of my favourite American bands. I think when American bands get it right, they do actually outdo the British bands. So yeah, I'm a big fan of The National. So I mean, this was 13 quid. I was well happy to pick this up. So yeah, The National. Now, pick this album up with a little help from my friends, and this is The Flaming Lips. This came out in 2014, and again, another American band that I'm big on. I love that psychedelic indie fusion of we'll just do whatever we want, and it really works for me. I've not got Sgt. Pepper's. I've had it on CD in the past. It's not really my favourite Beatles album. But this album, when it works, it really works. But there's some... when I first played it, I was a little bit regretting buying it, to be honest. It was £8, and there's the track on here, With a Little Help from My Friends, sounds like the worst karaoke version you've ever heard in your life. So, I didn't enjoy that at all. This comes with a free CD, so I've been playing it in the car and I'm getting into it now. Miley Cyrus sings on this album, and like I say, when they get it right, they really get it right. I quite enjoyed it, but there's a couple of tracks where I wasn't too keen, but all in all, pleased to pick it up. So yeah, Flaming Lips. Now, this was a bit of a bargain for £1. Band's called Spring King. It's called Tell Me If You Like To. Now, this came out in 2015, and I've been aware of Spring King. They're from Macclesfield, which is about 30 miles from Manchester, and there's been a bit of a buzz about them. I mean, they don't do anything extraordinary, they're just a good indie band. The first side on this, City, Detroit, Who Are You, It's So Dark, Take Me Away, it's great indie music. And the second side, yeah, it drifts off a little bit, but it's a good album. I was reading about Spring King. They released an album last year, but they've actually split up now. So yeah, I think maybe didn't get enough success. It disappointed really, because I was looking forward to maybe seeing them live. But this is a really good album, and for £1, I mean, on Amazon this is £20. So for £1, it's just, you can't refuse it, can you? So yeah, good album, Spring King. Now, pick this album up, another American band, and it's this one, Alabama Shakes and Boys and Girls. Now, I mean, this was nominated for 3 Grammys, and Rolling Stone magazine had Hold On as its single of the year for 2012. So I can remember seeing these on TV, and straight away these are good, and I've been following them ever since. I've had the CDs, but nothing on vinyl by them. I mean, this comes with a free 7-inch single as well, which is always nice. Our lead singer is called Brittany Howard, and she's got a really unique singing voice. This is a nice black vinyl edition. I mean, these guys had to give up the jobs to sort of pursue the dream. Brittany worked for the Postal Service, someone worked in a power station, works at a vet's. But, they made the break, and, they made the right decision, because to me these are, again, one of my favourite American bands. I mean, I did really well for American music. And I think American bands, I favour American bands to British bands at the moment. I think some great stuff coming out of America and Australia. So yeah, nice 7-inch single. I mean, Brittany had to go through a lot of tragedy in her early life. Her sister died when she was 4. Brittany was only 9, and she said she found solace in listening to music and started writing her own music. And these are, I mean, a friend of mine went to see these live last year, and he was blown away by them. So next time they come to Manchester, I'll be going to see them. So yeah, really pleased to pick this up. Alabama Shakes. Now, pick this one up, another American band, the Band of Horses and Mirage Rock. Now, reading up about this album, this is kind of thought of as being probably the Band of Horses' weakest album. Got good initial first reviews, but I mean, I can understand why. Listening to it, it drifts off a little bit. In parts, I think they're trying to be a little bit too commercial. It doesn't really work for me. When they do it right, they're one of my favourite bands. Again, I remember seeing these on the TV about 5 years ago, and when they came on, I just thought, these aren't going to be for me. But I love them. I really enjoy them. I mean, this has got a nice little booklet in it as well. I mean, like I say, this at times it was drifting off into like the Eagles territory and Train, which that's not really for me. But then they saved themselves on a few other tracks, and I think this was just sort of maybe dabbling in trying to maybe change their image a little bit, but it didn't really work for me. But it's still got some good tracks on it. So, I mean, this was a fiver, so I was pleased to pick it up. Band of Forces. Now, 2 12-inch singles, £1 each. And this one, Honey, and this one, Cecile. Now, on Amazon, that one's £30, that one's £14, and they were £1 each. Couldn't believe my luck. I think maybe the vendor, the seller, they're a band that have been around for a couple of years, and I mean, I've got an album by them. I've only done one album. I've seen them live. The album's called The Witch, great album, and I really like Puma Roses. So to pick these up for £1 each, unbelievable value. So really pleased to pick them up. Puma Rosa. Now, pick this one up. The Big Moon and Love in the Fourth Dimension. Now, the Big Moon aren't that well known a band. They got nominated. This album was nominated for a Mercury Prize, which is a prize you have in the UK every year, and it's quite prestigious. You get bands from all different genres, and I think the indie genre that year was maybe a little bit weak, because this is not an amazing album. It's a good album, it's enjoyable. I mean, it's 4 girls from London just doing fun indie pop, really. You know, it has its moments, but it's nothing groundbreaking. It's an enjoyable listen, don't get me wrong. Please pick it up for £5. My son's actually interviewed these girls, and he said they were delightful. Shared a vegan pizza with them, so yeah, it can't be too bad. So yeah, Big Moon. Now, 2 to go. Pick this up. Friendly Fires and Hawaiian Air. Now, the Friendly Fires are not all that well known in the UK. I mean, I went to see them about 6 years ago, and I had massive hopes for them. Really great live band. Kind of a bit like dancey indie. And they produced an album called Friendly Fires, and then the second album, Parlour, was a real favourite of mine. Went to see them live again, and to see a 12-inch by them for £2, I mean, I was all over it. So yeah, if you're not aware of Friendly Fires, maybe check them out. So yeah, Friendly Fires. Now, pick this one up. This band still got all the shrink on it. Get rid of that. Superfood. Yeah, this album's called, let me have a look on the sticker. Don't Say That. Now, Superfood, a bit like Big Moon, really. Not that well known in the UK. We've had no hits whatsoever. But I was aware of these through my son. I remember him playing them, and when I saw it, it was like a £5. I can remember enjoying what he played on his show, so yeah, I thought I'd give it a listen. Now, Superfood were a 4-piece, and this is very Britpop. It's very influenced by Blur, and that's a good thing. I like Blur, but the success of this album was very limited, and since then they've gone to a 2-piece, and they've got a new album out. And listening to the new album, I really like the sounds of it, so I might be purchasing that, because it's a bit more like hip hop with a lot of samples on it. So yeah, I think Bambino it's called, the new album, so it's definitely worth checking out. But yeah, I think these are a band that I'm going to spend a bit more time on. From Birmingham, some red vinyl, so, but for a £5. Like I say, this album is very influenced by Britpop, but when Britpop hit in the mid-90s, you know, it's a big favourite of mine. So this album is an enjoyable listen, but the new album sounds a lot more interesting. So yeah, Superfood. Right, so that's it for me. I went out this weekend, just gone, and bought some really good stuff. Can't wait to show that. So thanks for subscribing to my channel if you're a subscriber, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.